Good morning, Tarot viewers. Welcome to our Good Morning Tarot. Okay, let us start the day by trying to find out what is our main energy and what we can expect for the rest of the day. And also find out also what is the advice of the universe as we face this new day. Now, remember this is a general reading, so just take what resonates with you. It is also a timeless reading, so even if you find this many days after, there must be a message for you here. Okay, so for our main energy for today, ta-da! Okay, there is something that keeps you from sleeping. I don't know why I have this feeling that for some of you, it's related to health. Maybe headaches, migraines. This person is in the dark. Okay, usually migraine, it is relieved when you are staying in the dark. Maybe for some of you right now, yeah, it's not just anxiety but having headaches. For some, migraines also. uh, some also neck and back pain. Something's keeping you up. I don't know if it's a problem at work or in a relationship. Something is keeping you up lately. Okay, so this is the main energy. Something is preoccupying you right now and it's causing you pain, mostly on the back and the nape. And it can be a certain responsibility that maybe you need to attend to. Something that you might have just, it's something that has to be attended to, but you are not giving attention to it right now. I don't know, out of fear, out of hesitation, and because you haven't attended to it, it's causing you anxiety, pain, and yeah, it affects your sleep right now. For some of you, even migraine already. Okay, so this is what you are. I'm sorry that you are not feeling well right now. Yeah. So what can we expect for today? Don't worry. The universe will take care of you. The divine is going to fill up your cup and you will overflow again. Uh, may, Maybe it's about time you need to attend to this thing, no? And ask the universe to help you. If you cannot attend to this thing, ask for the extraordinary grace. It's what Saint Faustina would usually say. She says, when you have a certain problem that you couldn't solve, you've done everything that you can do, and yet it doesn't get solved. It's time for you to ask for that extraordinary grace. How do you do that? Okay, you kneel down in prayer and with all your heart you tell the divine, Lord, I have a problem and it's keeping me awake at night. Okay, I tried everything that I can do to work on it, and yet it's getting worse instead of getting better. Could you please solve it for me? After you say that short prayer, she says, forget about the problem and then continue on living. So close the book, forget about the problem, and she says it will be solved. So sometimes you need the divine to solve your problem. Okay. The When your life lacks mysticism, when your life lacks the presence of the divine, you tend to handle things all by yourself. Well, there are certain things you cannot handle all by ourselves. We need the help of the divine. And we need to recognize that we need the help of the divine. So allow the divine to handle the problem. You see, the divine is coming to the rescue. You see the bird and the sacred host coming to the rescue, and then you will be filled with joy. There's already celebration. You see, uh, you know how it is when they have this celebration parade. You know, they drop a lot of this paper graffitis. No, they drop it sort of like a celebration. So you see here, if you would entrust everything to the divine, then there will be celebration. Your cup will overflow and you don't have to worry. So it's the same, no? You kneel down in prayer, you tell the Lord. Some things you try to save or you try to solve, it gets worse. When, for me, when you try to solve something and it, instead of getting better, it gets even worse, it's time for us to let it go and entrust it to the divine. Because the divine can see things that we cannot. And the more you try to handle the problem, the worse it gets. So when that happens, let it go and entrust it to the divine. And before you know it, the divine will solve it for you. Now, what is the advice of the universe? Well, are you having some financial constraints right now? We have here the Four of Pentacles. Well, maybe if it is a financial problem, it's as if the universe is also asking you to make do with what you have right now, and it will be sufficient for you to make it through. There are times when you can be extravagant, and there are times when you need to tighten the belt a little bit. It's as if the universe is asking you right now to, yeah, tighten your belt a little bit. Make do with what you have right now. Maybe while the universe is handling the situation for you, you need to make some sacrifices also. Okay. But somehow I feel that the universe is telling you, don't worry, whatever small resources you have right now, it will be sufficient to keep you warm. It will be sufficient to make you feel secure. You see here, protecting the heart, making you feel secure, feeling. It will somehow protect your mind also, make you feel at ease. No? When you are contented with what you have, then there are lesser worries about things that you do not have. Because somehow you are contented. Okay, this is enough for me, sort of like that. When you are contented with what you have right now, and you don't long for things that you do not have right now, then somehow it gives you peace also. And whatever you have right now, it will be sufficient to make you emotionally stable. Enough also for you not to worry. Maybe you do not have to worry about the bills. Sometimes we worry about the things that we need to pay. But when the end of the month comes, in one way or another, we make it through. And when you look back for many years, you have had a lot of moments like that, and you always make it through. So it's like making the best of what you have, being contented with what you have for this moment, at this time, while the universe is filling up your needs right now. So for some of you, maybe this sleepless night is, limited resources. But somehow the universe is saying, even if it seems limited right now, it will be sufficient to make you feel secure, emotionally secure. Enough not to make you worry too much about a lot of things. Yeah, the word minimalism comes to my mind right now. Yeah, being content with just little. I think it's in the frame of mind. I mean, when you look at, for example, when you look at a half-filled cup, there are two ways that you can look at the cup. No, you can say it's half empty or it is half filled. Okay, when you say it is half filled, you look at it in a positive way. You believe that it will be filled even more. If you look at it as half empty, it means that it is losing water, and sooner or later it will be filled. It will lose completely everything. So in a certain sense, it's also the frame of mind that we have. What you have right now is like, for example, well, it is half filled. My pocket is half filled. Instead of saying my pocket is half empty. So you see that what you have right now is sort of like a potential instead of a, it's a potential, uh, something potential, something positive. No, it's not of a danger sign, but a potential. So it also depends on how you look at it. So I think somehow it's more of, yeah, some people, they really actively undergo minimalism. They lessen what they have. Some people, when they do not have much, they want to add some more. And so it's different. When you look at it that way, it's, you have the mentality of lack. When you try to say, oh, I have too much and I want to lessen, it's more of a mentality also of uh, abundance. Okay, so it depends here. Now if you feel, sometimes also it's nice also to have just limited resources. It's easier to clean the house, it's easier to classify things, it's easier to find things, and you know that the divine will provide for you. You know the divine will solve always your problem. It, when we have lesser resources, it teaches us to have more faith in the divine, knowing that the divine will take care of us. For example, if you have a friend who has enough money to provide for the two of you when you go out on a to eat something, no, you don't worry, because when the friend says, "I'll take care of you," you don't have to think about paying or anything anymore. You just order. Okay, it's the same with the divine. When you know that the divine will take care of you, you will not have these worries. So I feel for some of you the worry is financial. Well, ask the divine to take care of you. And don't worry. If the divine takes care of you, he'll pay for everything that you need. Well, you do your part. But like, for example, when you ask for the extraordinary grace, you do your part, you do what you can, and then afterwards you entrust the rest to the divine. I feel invited to read a little bit more. See, the divine will be giving you something related to that. So don't worry. This is just a temporary situation. The divine will provide you abundance soon. Maybe this is just a lesson to teach you more how to be dependent to the divine, and to teach you also how to be less attached to things. Now I feel here the Queen of Swords symbolizes somebody who has good boundaries. No, so you don't just give. You need to also give to yourself. Okay. You help people. You have this generosity on the left hand, extending a helping hand to others. But at the same time, also you have a sword to make sure that you are not taken advantage of. We have here the butterfly. You know that a person who is very much in touch with the divine, somebody who is constantly undergoing transformation. So I feel that, yeah, you need right now is a constant communication with the divine. Also, a certain ability not to let other people to take advantage of you, but at the same time also continuing to be generous. Okay, you see here, yeah, he has a lot of challenges right now. Maybe that's the one that is causing you anxiety, the Seven of Wands. But the beauty about the Seven of Wands is that person is on fire and he's on top of the situation. He can easily overpower the challenges that he is encountering. So yes, this will be enough. Whatever you have right now, don't think of it as insufficient. Think of it as just enough. Just enough to make it through. Minimalism. Minimalism. Just enough. And the rest the divine will provide. So don't worry. you will be able to handle this situation. In fact, you are at a higher ground. You can see a better perspective. You will be able to see things much better, much clearer here. So this is what we can see right now for you. Now, for our good morning tarot. Let us now go to the second part, which is self-care tips. Okay, for our self-care tip, we have here, there comes a point when we have to say, I'm here to love my life and to figure out who I am, not who you think I should be. Okay, so it says here, set your intention for the day. What can you do to be your authentic self? Okay, sometimes we are very kind to other people. We try to adapt to them. We, out of love, out of care, At the same time also, just to avoid conflict, we try to give in and adapt to what other people expect us to do. But sometimes in the process, we tend to lose who we truly are. You know how it is. Sometimes you invest on a relationship, and then at the start, it seems to be okay. But after a long time, you realize, wait a minute, it's a one-way relationship. I am losing myself. I am no longer becoming who I am meant to be. It's like that, Sometimes people also with good intention, they expect us to be better. So yeah, we adapt to it also. But sometimes we end up becoming somebody other people want us to be, and not what we truly are, not what we are truly meant to be. So in the end, no, we end up becoming somebody, a stranger, instead of who we are. So and when that happens, oftentimes we are not happy. Why? Because we are no longer living the life that we are meant to live. It's already a life that other people want us to live. It's no longer you. It's no longer your authentic self, but it's no longer, we are no longer, we lose ourselves in the process. No? So sometimes it's like that. Out of generosity, you give into the relationship. Oftentimes you find that in a relationship that is not healthy. Because if you are in a healthy relationship, both parties or the people involved in the relationship will allow each one to remain their own unique self. So I feel the message for us for today is, yeah, it's good to be generous, but not to the point that you will lose your individuality. You need to maintain that individuality. You need to nurture yourself. You need to allow yourself to express and sing that special song you are meant to sing. Now, so this is here, I feel that the message for today's self-care tip is to be generous, but not to the point that you will lose your authentic self. Okay, so let us now try to read from the handbook that accompanies this card. No, okay. So for the internal self-care, okay, it says here, picture a garden in front of you full of lovely, unique flowers. Each one is a small piece of you. Begin to identify the parts. This is my intelligence. This is my will. This is my voice. This is my ambition. Today, choose one flower, one part of yourself, to pick from your garden and to carry around throughout your day. Place it somewhere on your body that will remind you of this lovely part of yourself. Okay, that seems to be an interesting way. You can be creative in doing that. So choose one one unique trait that you have, and where it like an emblem. Like for example, I am a smiling person. Okay, you tell yourself, okay, maybe you can put a smiley. Or just remind yourself to smile the rest of the day. If you are a very patient person, then yeah, try to put that kind of trait as an emblem for today. My motto for today is to be patient. Okay, something like that. It can be also a certain trait that you want to have, you are inspired to have. Well, the best way to have it come into a reality is to believe that it's already there and you be that one. So for example, if you've lost being the smiling you, then maybe you start by looking at the mirror. Maybe you at this day you make it a point. I am going to look at the mirror and smile at myself before breakfast, after breakfast, before break time, after break time, before lunch, after lunch, before sleeping. Okay, something like that. Well, be creative in doing it, but somehow yes, it's nice, no, to think of one trait that you would like to take with you for the rest of the day and express it to the world. Interesting. Now, for the external self-care, it says here, what role have you tended to play in most of your intimate relationships? Do you like to initiate interactions or shared activities, or are you more comfortable receiving bids for these things and deciding whether to participate? Do you tend to cheerlead or challenge your partners? How do you behave when conflict arises? Do you address it head on or try to circumvent discord by either ignoring or downplaying your partner's experience? What areas of relationships are the most alluring to you? Where do you receive or desire to receive the most pleasure, excitement, safety, or protection? Today, instead of finding the answer to all these questions, your task is to simply take stock of your roles and tendencies and see what keeps coming up. What might these points of repetition be telling you? Not about you in some generalized way, but about your deepest needs and desires. So I guess we need to look at our relationships also for today. Okay. If it is related to being your truly self, let us try to see those, especially those important relationships that we have in our life. Are we in that kind of relationship wherein we are able to express our true uniqueness, our true self, and at the same time also we allow that partner or that person to also be their true self? Okay, if you are in that kind of relationship, then maybe it's a healthy relationship. So maybe it's an opportunity for us today to check our relationship. Are we in a relationship where every party is able to be who they truly are and find joy being there, who they truly are? If not, then maybe you need to work on it. Maybe you can sit down and try to see how you can change the situation wherein every party is able to be their true self or the potential that they want to be. Well, that's it for now for our self-care tip. I hope it has helped you in your present journey. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again next time. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.